Welcome back to Giro3 YouTube channel. Okay, in today's video we are doing a upgrade rebuild of a, here we go, just the front panel. This is a Daiwa, get the light in the right direction, DC-7011 controller. Now since when I got this controller, it had some damage on the front panel here, as well as the casing itself had these two holes basically broken out. So they're both pretty well had the end of life, and this side's okay, but as you can see, this casing is very manky. It is terrible. Cleaning them up, they just scratch really easily. The bottom is not too bad, but it's still got marks and everything on it. And the other problem that I had with this one is we have a broken power switch. And this is the bottom casing, or the back case, bottom and back casing. So basically I take the front panel off, which I'll show you in a second. I'll just set this here for now. This is the original front panel, so that actually used to go on here like that. Sorry, over the other side. Up there. Stop flaring out. So basically, I should start from the beginning. I'm going to be putting them into a brand new enclosure, a black enclosure. This is one made by, when you look at the other casing, I get these locally, they're Hammonds. They're made in Canada. You get the right direction. See right in there. It's a 159E. So basically these have the little fit in the bottom. It's all black. The screw holes come from the bottom, so there's no screw holes in the top. So the top is clean, as opposed to this one being got screw holes in the top. Yep. So basically, yeah, we have, this is what I'm going to be using. This casing is definitely shorter than these ones, and about the same height. I was lucky when I found these that the original front panel height is exactly right. The width is narrower, of course, so what I do is, you can see I've cut this down right through here. Got a scallop out around that screw point there, and I have then had this, and I'll put my new replacement switch in, which is a push button switch here, which goes there, hence why there's a hole here, and that will go onto here like that, and left and right switch in the same position. So I only just lose where the power switch was. Now this side was damaged quite badly. It was dented and bent backwards and cracked, so there's two reasons for doing this. So that's, you know, other than that, the rest of it is in fairly good condition. There's a bit of a scratch at the top corner here, you can't see it, but all in all, it's the age of these things as they are. So in the original ones, they don't have this display. This is from one of their very early versions, a DC-7011. Now, the only reason I'm using this is because the one that was in this display was terrible. This display, someone tried to glue it up. That's this mesh you can see here. They cracked the sides, and they tried to, where it mounts, where originally mounted to the original casing in the original controller. They tried to glue it, and the glue ran everywhere. It's not really visible from the front with the lens in this one, but if the other one, the lens is a little bit big and you can see it all. And plus it was all cracked and broken, and it was just, so I decided to use in this one, so kill two birds with one stone, as they say. So this display is what I'm going to be using. Much nicer display. It's actually coloured plastic and clear, and it has a white backing, so as you can see from the back through there. We'll see more of this later on. So we'll put this back over here on the road. So the original cover that went over this goes over, it's in pretty good nick, this one. And so that's the actual cover, which you can remove to change your direction needles and everything. So that's in good nick. There's not any marks and scratches on that, so that's good. I have actually, this is the reflector which stopped flaring out. This is the reflector they normally use in these. I flare it out and I put LEDs in here, and I put in stick-on foil in here to make it more reflective and block up this point here, because they use better slide this out and then replace the bulbs. But we don't need to do that. It's going to be permanently fixed in. The needle will just go straight for the hole. So basically we have the normal direction switches. They're in good condition, so I go that way around, my bad. So they're in good condition. So as I said before, this is the new switch. It has an LED in here, so I'll be wiring up the LED, so when it's on, the LED will come on. Move that out of the road before I scratch it. Put it back over there. I've refurbished the motor and gearbox unit and display drive and the actual potentiometer, and I had to replace the belt on this one. I don't very rarely see these belts missing, but if I was, I have replacements for these now. So, and then when you look down in here, I have to repair the gear down in here, and you see that like a spring. I'll come in closer. They crack and then they start to slip, so that's not that's that bottom gear. They're not the bottom now. That next one, the third one in, the second one I should say. And also I had to replace, excuse me, this first gear, get the light in the right direction. This first gear in the drivetrain, that in these cracks all the time. So this is the later model one that I found a new supplier for, slightly better material. So that actually is affixed to the shaft. This next gear is reduction gearing, so that's what I've done with that, and it's all getting ready to go back together. Potentiometer is done. I've done some minor mods to the bottom of this here, cut this away so I can get to my screws to mount the chassis into, which I'll show you in a second. Put this back over here. That's all done. The PC board, I'm going to untangle it from everything here. Oh, come out of there. Get out. Right. Okay. Okay. The PC board is the original PC board. I've changed the needle adjustment to a 10-turn square trim pot and rewired accordingly. I put the IC onto an IC socket because it's a pain in the bum to do anything with. I've done some replacement of parts in here. You might find a bit of discoloration here. Someone actually did a bit of barbecuing with this one. So the Zenas and the other diodes in here have been replaced. But I've also put in here a capacitor and a 12-volt regulator and an output terminal, because these LEDs need 12 volts. So I had 12-volt supply for that. So standard transformer. This will be going back in again. The needle is the one which originally was in it. The transformer will be held down now by these two aluminium 3x10 aluminium flat packers, just to stop this from moving around and bending, because they normally do. All this hardware here is right to go, and there's the IDC plug, I think it is, for the wiring for the meter, for the LEDs. Get this out of here without dropping everything. Now, back to the beginning again. This is a replacement sub chassis, so this replaces this. So I've had this made up. It is stainless steel, and it has a bit of a step in it, as you can see, so we don't have to step down, and we don't have a bit of ugliness happening at the bottom here. So when it goes in, it has little recesses here, and that actually goes into the sleeves, the actual recesses in the back of this. You can see the recesses in there, so this just slots into the recesses like that. When I get it in the recesses, yeah, I've got it in, and then sits down, and it's sitting flush. So we get a back panel and a front panel all in one. This one was actually changed. This normally has a cinch socket fitting here, so I've actually cut in the original socket into this, or the original terminal block, and I've installed the earth, and I've also installed the fused ISC socket, so no more cables hanging out. So that's what that looks like in this. I've got to assemble the front panel to this, and then we can start putting things together. So I think we're up to that stage. as well. I'll show you this as well. I'll get that out of the road. Seeing this just slide in to here. I get my fingers working. Slides in there like that. And we have that sitting in, all perfect. Nice and tight fit, but normally was a bit loose. So there we are. So we can, I'll move on now, and we shall start assembling this and get this thing all together, because this is coming up, and this is going to be used for a DR-7600 rotator. So I'll be using this on a DR-76 rotator. So that's being upgraded as well. So there we go. So we're moving forward. We shall catch you in part 2 of this video. Bye. Okay, quick update. I've now attached the front panel to the back and bottom chassis. So that looks a lot better. Okay, we shall move forward. Another update. Rightio. I now have switches, power switch, and the reflector in. I had to physically take the front panel back off again because I forgot how to put these in first. Now, as you can see, switches are now in. Push button in, and the front label is on, or lens label, front decal, we want to call it. It's aluminium, so it's part of the decal. And I try to use as much as the original infrastructure and parts. These are little basically PCBs. They're not actually, they're just a cut off PCB. They're not really PCB material without PC, and they've got a little number on there. That just spaces up these I'll come sideways. It's just got the spaces here, so that gets it back to the same space and height. Otherwise I'd have to change the spacing, so and put longer ones in and make something up. So I just utilise what was already used. Reflectors in when I get this all back together again. So okay, so I'm going to move forward. We're mounting the rest of the stuff. Back soon. Another quick update. Okay, now the transformer's in, and as I said before, I've got these 3mm by 10 packers to physically stop the actual steel bracket from bending. They get wobbly and carry on and end up with a very loose transformer, so I put those on there like a very big washer that's very flat and physically supports everything. I've wired the actual AC in. I've got the 2 wires coming out for the switch, so that's all happening. So we're moving forward. We'll be back soon. Okay, I have moved along a bit further than I wanted. I just got started and I just carried on. Okay, I've now got a needle in. Wiring is done. Stop that flaring out. Wiring at the back's done. I might hold it that way maybe. So the wiring down in here. I've got the LEDs in, so basically what I've done is the power switch has the LED coming off there, so I've got my little terminal board here, not terminal, little terminal here I should say, and I'll just put the resistor to power the LED in the end of the power meter, in the power switch I should say, not power meter, power switch. I'll get it right in a minute, it's too early. So I'll put that back into there again. So we have the display and the push button switch for the power running off the same point. As you can see, traction switches are working. So we are all moving forward. We shall catch you in the next episode. Okay, another quick update. Righty-o, I shall bring it forward. I've now got the bottom casing on, and that's held in the chassis is held into the housing by a screw there, a screw there, a screw up in there, and one down under in there. It's hard to get to, but it's there. So as you can see, it's in there. I've actually got the front lens on as well. And I just thought I'd plug this in Hasn't got any meterage on the present, only pot on the present moment, but I'll just sort of show you the actual lens and how it actually looks when we turn it on. And there we've got the LED up in here, and how nice that looks. So there we go. So push on, push off switch. So, and then what I'll do is I'll just quickly pop the lid on. You can see, looks way better. Way better. Where's the other one? I'll show the other one. You've already seen the other casing. The other casing had it. So there we go. That is now done. I can now move on to the rotator, the DR-7611, and we shall be back with that. So you'll see this all working when I do the rotator, finally get it all up and running. So just thought I'd show you that all going, well, illuminating and everything. And yeah, it's all good. I've already done a test and I've got the needle moving around. It's all pretty well set up. So this will be the end of this video, and I shall be back with a video regarding the assembly or the modification upgrades of the DR-7611 coming soon. Catch up.